Hi, I'm Emily Warning, therapist and somatic experiencing practitioner. And today I want to answer the question, what does a somatic experiencing session actually look like? Somatic experiencing is a top down therapeutic approach to resolve unresolved trauma and its related symptoms that exist in your body and psyche. Bottom up means we use the body to communicate safety, security, comfort to the psyche, to the brain. And in a somatic experiencing session, you can expect it to go at a slower pace than a traditional talk therapy session. Often, when I meet with people for the first time, it can look a lot like talk therapy with some body stuff sprinkled in. You're going to be asked to observe your body and to notice sensations or feelings or imagery that comes up. We're just adding this layer of embodiment. So, behaviors might be what your body wants to do in any given moment or not want to do. Feelings, emotions that come up, and where you feel them in your physical self. Does sadness sit on your chest or is it buried deep in the pit of your stomach? A typical somatic experiencing session can last anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half. We need more time when we're working with the body because the nervous system does not speak at the same pace. That being said, sometimes our nervous systems are moving super fast, and the work of somatic experiencing or renegotiating that stress is slowing things down and giving space for things to work out. So, what does a typical somatic experiencing session look like? You come to an office, you sit down, you ground, you orient to the space, and find some level of down regulation, some level of settling in the system. And whether you get there by looking around the room and finding resources that support you, like that painting on the wall or that special figurine in the corner, or maybe it's the presence of the practitioner. So, for a lot of my clients, they cannot find ground until they find human connection. And so the settling of my system or another practitioner's system allows settling in your system. And you might even notice that as I'm talking right now, some settling in your chair, some heaviness setting in your lower body, your legs, your feet on the floor. So we start here with baseline. We start here by establishing potentially a new baseline of calm and regulated. And from there, we step into activation. And sometimes that happens quite naturally because people come in hot. And as soon as they find settling, it's not long before a wave of upregulation comes on. Oh, this thing that I'm going through this week, or this reminded me of this in my past. And the system turns on, it comes up. And all along, the practitioner, myself, is following and tracking this. And sometimes it's quite obvious to the person in therapy. They can tell that they're getting stressed or activated. And sometimes they don't know. And I'm sitting here regulating the room. So we might catch a wave up in upregulation and feel that in the body, expand on that. You're feeling anxious right now. Where does that show up? Can we take a step away from that and notice how that anxiety shows up? What color is it? Does it have a shape? How would it feel to take it off of you and put it over in the corner? And through this process of noticing and sensation tracking, what moved from my chest to my belly or my belly to my chest, to my throat, we move the nervous system. So a wave of activation eventually comes down into some more settling. And back and forth, we pendulate between parasympathetic states where we feel calm, settled, maybe even tired, some deeper parasympathetic state. And we pendulate or swing into some sympathetic fight or flight. And sometimes it's not as big as fight or flight. Sometimes it's just playful or aliveness that feels quite resourceful too. So this all throughout a somatic experiencing session, we're doing this wave or this pendulating, swinging between states. Because that's what a healthy nervous system does. It swings between states, it's flowy. We cannot be calm all the time. We cannot be settled all the time. That's not how life works. But we can teach our nervous systems through practice how to move through states with more ease, how to grow a bigger container so that, maybe you're only comfortable right here. Well, let's get comfortable up here so we can hold more, go through more, and still feel like ourselves, like we can hold on to a piece of ourselves. So, a somatic experiencing session, in essence, is a opportunity to experience flow between nervous system state. And that's what we aim for. Does it always go that way? Absolutely not. This is imperfect practice. It's a practice. The longer I work with someone, the better I get at knowing where their container might be on any given day and where we need to go to smooth out that container. And sometimes a somatic experiencing session looks straight resourcing. Can we just get really comfortable? Can we support the body to have more ease? Do you want a pillow underneath your legs? Do you want to lean back? Do you want to stand up? Do you want to experiment with some of that activation and move it? Can we do some pushing exercises? We actually move our bodies. How does it feel to push your arms out and feel your boundaries? Somatic experiencing has been called play therapy for it's explorative, it's curious, and it's always rooted in your capacity to be with different nervous system states and working right up to the edge of that capacity so that we can grow that capacity. I tell people that my goal is not to decrease your suffering, but to make you a better sufferer. Suffering isn't going away for any of us, but we want to ride the waves of hardship with more ease and more confidence that in our being, in our own strength, and in the supports that surround us. It's individualized, it's nuanced, and that's what makes it special.